Ladies and gentlemen, usually I begin with scripture, but it's so late in the night that I decided to just let it be for tonight. And first of all, I wanted to talk about some good news with Wonder Woman. The first thing is, you see here, Wonder Woman, it is estimated will accrue over $318 million domestically, and internationally or worldwide, 653, just short of about a couple hundred thousands. Short of $653 million. That's huge. And so that's a really awesome thing. What I want to do is just spend a little time in Batman v Superman. I want to read through a bit of this newspaper article here that was actually in Batman v Superman by Gavin Evans of the Daily Planet. And it's titled Lex Luthor Arrested in Connection with the Capitol Bombing, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'm going to go into it. So it says, the arrest of Mr. Alexander Joseph Luthor yesterday has shed new light on recent investigations into the bombing of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Luthor, who is currently being held without bail at the Belle Reve, remember the Belle Reve prison in the middle of the swamp that the Suicide Squad actually was kept in. Well, he was kept there for a bit. Yes, he was kept at the Belle Reve Penitentiary Prison, has proved uncooperative when questioned by authorities, according to our sources. Mr. Luthor has been arraigned on 36 federal charges. Federal and local law enforcement believe that this number will rise as the investigation expands. It's interesting that Batman told Lex Luthor when he was at Belle Reve that he'll be moved to Arkham, so that's very interesting. Court-ordered search warrants were issued to Lex Luthor and the board of directors of his multi-billion-dollar franchise, LexCorp, giving the FBI widespread access to his private residence, corporate offices, and LexCorp research labs. Forensics has already linked a proprietary metallurgical compound specific to an undisclosed project developed by LexCorp with the attack. According to sources close to the FBI, a particulate found in LexCorp's research lab during the search matches the debris found at the crime scene. It is evident that a wheelchair made from this material was used as the vehicle to transport the bomb into the building undetected by the Capitol's stringent security measures. It appears that a sophisticated plot devised and executed by Mr. Luthor to discredit Superman was the foundation of this subversive and deadly attack. The bombing at the Capitol has taken the lives of 12 senators, including Senator June Finch of Kentucky, and produced another 57 casualties. Among these, some of the most respected members of the public and press. Senator Finch has called the widely publicized hearing to assess Superman's involvement in the recent massacre in Nairobi, which killed 60 men, women, and children, and injured dozens more. Investigations into LexCorp's involvement in this incident are currently underway. I think this is Niobe or Fiobe. Niobe claims that Superman's influence in the region caused the collateral damage, and that has since been dismissed, but too little too late for our city's hero. Superman's fight for what is good in the world had come under scrutiny since the bombing. Many believed that he had become a vigilante, spurring protests across the city and nationally. Congress had summoned Superman to appear before a congressional subcommittee. The subcommittee, chaired by Senator Finch, had convened to ask him about his misuse of power and vigilantism around the whole world. Can't get the rest. Let's just keep it going. Particularly during the alien attack over Metropolis, the list of his heroics grew every day. However, some felt that an unchecked power as great as Superman undermines the U.S. government and its abilities to conduct the business of the people both at home and abroad. Other issues discussing the threat to the United States and its allies from other aliens who may either be following Superman to Earth or who may already be here among us. We still have no idea how long Superman has been on the planet, how many other Supermen and women there might be. and what their intentions are. These are just a sampling of questions the Senate subcommittee wanted to address. Tensions were high the day of the hearings to begin with. There was no guarantee that Superman would, I don't know what the rest of that is saying, but they say particularly during the, doing more harm than good. So I'm not too sure what this is about. They something the Black Zero event as an instance where countless lives were put in danger, as some protesters were quoted as saying, because he brought his fight here and bashed a whole city into rubble in the process. Luther's arrest throws the whole argument into question, as he single-handedly cost the U.S. public the lives of many of their loved ones and creates a trajectory of fear, contradicting the thought that the act was aliens when it was humans. And the question is, who will now save us from such heinous acts in the future? This in hindsight seems petty and nearsighted given the ultimate sacrifice paid by Superman. Lex Luthor will surely be judged in history for his part in the downfall of one of humanity's greatest assets, a peacekeeper in a world dying of 1,000 cuts. The authorities now know that Mr. Luthor had made it his purpose in life to destroy the reputation of Superman and turn the tide of public opinion against the superhero, all for the narcissistic gain of a troubled young man. Lex Luthor, son of Lionel Luthor, and it goes to explain him and his businesses, etc. It says the FBI has already secured statements which seem to corroborate alleged kidnappings, attempted murder, and coercion. Several of Mr. Luthor's business associates say he hired guns and are said to be linked, and you can't really read the rest of the stuff. But I just thought it was really awesome that you could pull this off of the actual movie where Perry White is actually looking at the paper and reading and see all of this detail that has to do with Lex Luthor's involvement in trying to get rid of Superman. So I thought I would share this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. You guys have a great one.